Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome to this statement. We're back here with another episode. As per usual, to my I don't know if it's right or left. I'm gonna go with to my right is my boy Grady. What's going on, fam?
What's up, everybody? What up, my boy?
Alright, today's episode is gonna be another all timer. We like doing the all timers list. We like talking about like the history, just bullshitting around and everything like that. Today we got the top five QBs all time to us, because this is the thing. QB is the most important position in football. We all know that. You know that. I know that. The people who are watching this probably go ahead and know that. So just based off of that, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna personally get into our top five. How about we'll go from five to one,
hmm
and we'll just go from there.
I like
Sound
it.
good to you? All
I'm
right,
in.
bet. All right. So, ladies first. My guy.
Wow.
Who would you put at five?
First of all, I'm just gonna let that slide real quick. All right. First
Yeah,
of all.
you should.
First of all. Second of all, I think my top or my fifth of all time.
Actually, would you rather just start at one? Would it be easier to start at one?
I feel like it might be. Yeah, because like I feel like this is similar to our receiver video when it was like you know who it is whether you
Yeah,
like
we
it
know
or
who's
not.
at one. Yeah, we know
So
who's at one.
as we know, all ladies and gentlemen, let's say it together. One, two, three.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. We knew.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
So I'll break it down real quick from my side. I remember growing up because obviously I was a Giants fan. I grew up hating Brady. I grew up hating Brady.
Uh,
But then I started believing him. No, I'm bullshitting. But no, and then what happened, and I was like, yeah, screw you, Brady, you fucking pussy. No, but anyway, as I got older, I like it was like I finally gave him his respect, whether I liked him or not. I was like,
mm,
I finally matured, and I was like, dude, he's nobody else is doing that shit. It was cool. So yeah, Tom Brady. Even though I got well, I don't have shit, but my team's got two on him, so I'm happy.
yeah. So, first off, go fuck yourself, respectfully. Um, but secondly, though, like when you look at it all said and done, like what record doesn't Tom own? Like he literally owns every single like passing record
Uh-huh.
in the regular and postseason. Because it didn't take him too long, but like towards like the last like 2 3 years of his career, that's when he started passing Drew Brees with
hmm
all like the passing yard and the touchdown record, and then he went ahead and finished. I think, and I'm not like mistaken, he probably like took all the postseason records with like 6 or 7 years left in his career to
Yeah.
go. Is when he took all of them, because that's when he went ahead and won his fifth, sixth, and seventh Super Bowl, and passed up Joe for, because I think Joe Montana was the person who had, no, he has four. Joe has four, not five. Joe has four. He has them
Joe
all in
went
San
four and
Francisco.
one. Yeah. Yep. Joe went
No,
four.
Joe's 4-0. He's undefeated in the Super Bowls.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost.
Nah, bro, I'll put money on it. I'll put a dollar that he's 4-0. But yeah, no, with Tom, dude,
All right. Yeah,
it's.
he won four. What was his
I
record
don't
though?
think you're gonna find a loss on that.
I swear to God, I thought he was 4-1. Can somebody just give me a record here, pal?
Yeah, I swear it's so hard to always go ahead and like find like the losses and stuff. But I'm telling you
Right?
right
Like,
now, he doesn't have a loss. Why don't you just Google
fuck,
Joe
it is
Montana
4-0.
Super Bowl record?
Hey, hey, well done, well done.
Aha! I told you. I told you. Ha.
Oh,
Um,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna make you give me that dollar. Don't worry about it. Um, but yeah, like he
Um,
literally just he fucking owns every statistical record, and it's like not even close now at this point. He actually, I didn't realize this until a while ago. He's the most sacked quarterback of all time. I mean,
who?
granted, Tom Tom Brady. He's the most sacked quarterback ever. And I mean, think about it. When you play like 23 seasons, it's pretty easy to go ahead
You can't
and,
not
and
be.
get to that record. And like, keep in mind too, like he could have made his stats even higher because the entire, I think it was like 2011 season, he was like gone because of his ACL. That was the year that like Matt Castle was playing for the Pats. And they went like 11 and
Oh yeah, Matt
6.
Castle had that crazy year. I
Yeah,
just
yeah. It was
remember
like
growing up, I was like, dude, Matt Castle, like Castle. That was I was. It was like that's a sick last name. So I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
thankfully though, it was easy because that Patriots roster was still pretty stacked that year, so it wasn't like that hard for him to go 11-6. It's not like Mac Jones now, who has a shit Patriots roster. But yeah, now like when it's all said and done, though, it's kind of easy to go ahead and see that Tom's number one. But now going to number two, an easy segue. I think we kind of have to put Joe Montana at two. Am I wrong for putting him there? Because for me, he's two. Because before Brady
He
took the number
was
one spot, everybody was basically saying that
no.
Joe
That's fair. No, no,
4 and 0,
I agree. No,
it's
I'm with
kind
you.
of unheard of. Because like most franchise, because keep in mind, there's not a single franchise in football that even has more than 6 Super Bowls all time. Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than every single roster in the NFL. Period. The next best is 6 with New England, of course. But
We have
yeah,
wait.
I think you guys have like 4 or 5
We
in
have
New
we've
York.
won four. We've won four.
Yeah, so
We're
then I think you
one
guys are either tied or have one less than San Francisco. And San Francisco has 4. Yeah, you're one less because I think San Francisco has 5 because Steve Young won one.
more. Our
So,
one loss was that Raiders team, that 2000s Raiders, that 2000 Raiders team. Fuck.
hmm
That was like prime, like young Ray Lewis. Who was that quarterback?
you
Uh,
said Raiders, you mean Ravens, right?
did I say Raiders? I meant Ravens.
You
My
said
bad.
Raiders.
I meant my bad, bro. No, the fucking Ravens. My bad.
Nah,
Um,
you good.
they were tough that year, bro.
I mean, like, think about it. Come on, you had. I'm pretty sure Deion Sanders was on that team. That was like one of his last years in football. Yeah, Shannon Sharp there. You had Trent
Yeah,
Dilfer at
Shannon.
QB. You had Ray Lewis. This was I think before Ed Reed joined the roster though, so they didn't have Ed there. Um, who else did they have? Oh my God, I know for a fact there's like another Hall of Famer that I'm missing.
Was Terrell Suggs started playing? Did he start playing then?
No, he wasn't on the roster then. I mean, he was for their Super Bowl win in Ray Lewis's last year, but
Yeah, I remember.
he was. I don't think he was there for the first one. Um, yeah, no, that roster overall, they had a bunch of Hall of Famers. I mean, like, come on, it's when people talk about the best defenses of all time, like the names that get brought up is the Super Bowl Broncos that won with Peyton Manning. I think it was 2015 when they
The
beat Cam.
our first Super Bowl win, that LT defense, dude. All of our
Nah.
defense.
I mean, like they're up there, but when you talk about the greatest of all times, it's the '85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. You had the Broncos, and then the Legion of Boom in Seattle gets brought up a lot too.
I'm forgetting
Those are like
all.
the
Oh my god.
of all time.
Well, okay. Well, now we're gonna go into a deep hole. That's for another video. That's for another video. Another video. Another video.
Yeah, no, it's good, but like that's the kind of defenses though like that were around that time. But Joe Montana though like
Yes.
4-0. That's so he's my number two.
I'm with you. I mean, like, again, like I would say Joe Montana is the second best quarterback of all time, but like I like people better than him. But like he is.
But nah, cuz this is your list. So if you want somebody
No, but
above
like no,
Joe,
but I agree with you because that's always been my thought process. And trust me, it was literally until what? Like when did he start breaking whenever he won the one more than Montana, that was the year I
Tom.
was like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was the year I was like, okay, Tom Brady is now officially the best. So Joe is too. And that's just how I've never really just thought about it really since. That's
Mm,
just, it's always just been ingrained. So no, I agree. We can move on to three now.
okay. At 3, I don't know. I think this is another easy selection, but probably Peyton. I think it's kind of Top three is definitely territory for Peyton. I don't think you could possibly ever leave him out of top five, but for me, he's top three just because, like, when you look at the regular season, like Peyton Manning is arguably the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. He has two Super Bowl wins. His second one, he was kind of carried to, and then he has that atrocious loss to the Seahawks. I mean, you would know, you were
I
there.
told you I was at that Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah, that game was terrible. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, like it's kind of a no brainer to put him at three. I think four and five are going to be like hard for me to
I,
go ahead and slot in
I'm
there.
with you on that because top three have been like the top three have been kind of set for a while. You know,
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for the top three to ever shift.
I agree. I think if getting into our debate later, I'm going to circle back just to that. Okay, we're circling back to this topic. The top three is going to be hard to change. We'll circle back to that later. I agree. My top third or my third is Peyton. You know, obviously, just speaking from growing up as my dad is a Broncos fan, so
Yeah, yeah.
he's a big Elway guy. So he was so stoked when Peyton came. Whatever, blah blah blah. It turned like my dad became a huge Peyton fan. Yeah, and my dad loved him. I loved watching Peyton Manning. I don't know. I loved just growing up. I always wanted an eight. I always wanted a white or even a blue one Indianapolis Peyton Manning jersey. I just thought it was sick.
Yeah.
It was so cool. But no, I'm with you. He was so talented. You know what? One of my favorite highlights of him is
What?
the one it was on the Broncos. It's a he fakes a halfback dive, but he rolls it, and everybody and their moms
Oh yeah, everybody was going for the run. Nobody thought Peyton was
needs
going to
it,
run
and
it.
he kept it.
Yeah. It's funny too because it's like a 1 yard
Pull it
run
up.
is one of his most like famous plays because Peyton never ran for shit. He was
No,
literally like stay in the pocket and then just sling it.
right.
And I mean, granted, like it's kind of easy when you're probably one of like the smartest people to ever step on a football field, but I mean, his IQ made up for his unathleticism. On the other
Absolutely.
side, though, his nephew Arch, right now, looks pretty good at Texas. I mean, I still wouldn't have him over Quinn Ewers right now because Quentin Ewers clearly looks like the starter for the team. That dude's fucking nasty. But I mean, Arch, like looking at his Newman highlights
Bro,
in high school, he can run.
bro.
Like I think that as long as because okay, look, because of his name and what his family is associated with in the NFL, honestly, as long as he looks remotely good in college, NFL teams are going to take a chance on him.
For sure. I agree.
Like, I think that as long as he doesn't shit the bed in college, worst case scenario, Arch Manning doesn't go past the third round. Because when I looked at his spring game highlights, granted it's his first ever spring game,
Oh,
I
they were
totally get
terrible,
it.
weren't they?
They weren't that good.
They were bad. It was like everybody
But
was saying it was bad.
But he's gonna have this year to sit and learn the college game a little bit, learn Steve Sarkisian's offense. Also, he's gonna be behind, Quentin Ewers, so he can see how to kind of be a starter in college and gain that experience. And then afterwards he's gonna get like 2 to 3 years to start himself.
Yeah.
So like he has time to develop, and I mean like, come on, man, he was a consensus 5 star across the board. Like, you're not gonna get a 5 star just because of your name,
Right.
you
Nah.
know. Like you'll at worst because of the name, people get 3 stars kind of just cause of like genetics and stuff like that. If you have a crazy night like
Right.
name,
Right.
but they don't hand out 5 stars just cause.
Hell no.
You don't get 5 stars just because. And he was lighting shit up at Newman, and people forget like that's where both his uncles played at,
All
and that's
three.
where Odell Beckham played at.
Cooper played there too.
Really? Is
All three
Cooper's
of the
dad?
Manning. Dude, Cooper was like that. Dude, if he didn't have his injury,
Cooper's his dad.
huh?
Cooper's his dad.
Yeah.
You said all three of his uncles.
Oh my bad. My bad.
Nah, you good. You good.
There's so many Mannings, but see, I've always exactly. Well, see, here's another topic. I've always been a Manning fan. You know, because
Hmm.
I wouldn't say obviously like Eli's in my top. He would, if anything, be in my top five just because he's my childhood quarterback, and I can never forget my
I
childhood.
think you can. I think you can put him as a top five.
Like an
Giants
honorary.
quarterback.
You say what?
But you could put him as a top five quarterback for the Giants history, but not NFL history.
No, but he's like up, just like he'll forever be up there just because like that was the quarterback I grew up. I started watching. You
All
know.
right, you know what? I get it. All respect to him, two-time Super Bowl champion, number one overall pick. But he also won as many championships as times he led the league in interceptions. So,
But still, you got championships. Two on your ass.
bro, it's because you had good defenses both times and you got lucky. Yes, bro, you got lucky. You got lucky. Name another single game where the helmet catch happens. Give me a regular season, a preseason, or any other postseason game where a helmet catch happened.
Actually, Hakeem Nicks did have one. No, he did. I swear to God. I swear to God, he caught it on his face mask.
That's the face mask. He caught it at the top of his helmet. He
Yeah,
just
no
like
shit.
clasped.
Yeah, all right, but then you could say the same thing. The Julian Edelman catch is never happening again, or Lynn Swan's crazy catch never happening again. But
I
that did
think the
happen.
Julian Edelman catch is more likely to happen than the helmet one. Like it's a low
Yeah.
pass that he basically went a second attempt for and somehow came down with it.
Okay.
Versus clasping onto the helmet. Like, come on, bro.
And against one of the top DBs, then too.
Yeah, for real. And that was after Eli avoided a whole sack. That he should have been sacked that play. I don't know how he escaped from it.
Because he's a god. Dude, okay, hey. Can we talk about that for a second? Playoff
What?
Eli is God.
No, he's not
Yes.
God. No. Playoff Eli is as effective as Nick Foles or Joe Flacco in the playoffs. They're great. They're clutch when you need them, but they're not gods. They play really well, but they're not gods. Like we saw what Nick Foles did in the postseason. We saw Joe Flacco's postseason run. Eli Manning is the same thing. It's the same thing.
He did that shit twice, though.
I understand. He was the OG because he did it before Foles and Flacco did it. He did it. He's like I did it first. You know, like Ray J said, when he hit it first. That's what Eli did for winning the Super Bowls. He hit the Super Bowl trophy first.
Ray J's celebrating. He's like, hallelujah.
But
Let's go.
yeah, no, I can't put Eli nowhere near
No.
the top five.
No. No.
I think if you want to put like top five, like biggest interception throwers in NFL history, yeah, he's gonna get put in that same boat with like him and like Jameis Winston and yeah, they get thrown in that boat. But I'm not gonna put him.
Whatever.
He's not even gonna sniff my top 20.
Whatever.
Four
What are
and
we on?
five are gonna
Four?
be hard. Yeah, four.
Four. I have an idea for four, and honestly, I don't know
All
how
right,
you're
who,
going to
you-
feel about
who
it.
you got? Who you got?
I've always thought this guy was an awesome quarterback, especially growing up and watching his like early highlights. I think Brett Favre was up there for me.
Brett Favre. Brett Favre.
I think so.
He's got one chip. Granted, yes, fourth all time in passing yards. Dude played till he was like 40 something. But come on, dude.
I always followed him growing up, bro.
If anything, Aaron Rodgers should be higher than Brett Favre.
That's what I was thinking.
At least Aaron Rodgers got 4 MVPs. Back to back, too, not that
yeah,
long
right.
ago.
Yeah, right. Then he went 2-2, right?
Granted, yeah, Aaron stayed choking in the playoffs, but damn, cuz. Brett Favre? You're not even going to throw. Like, there's so many. I would put Patrick Mahomes ahead of Brett Favre. Patrick Mahomes is just getting into his second contract. Because Brett Favre, bro, even
Probably
you could even make a case. You could even make a case that your boy Eli has a better overall career than Brett Favre.
I mean, if you're going by like accolades and shit.
Like, come on, I can give you 5 quarterbacks right now who are gonna finish all time better than Brett Favre.
Yeah, you're right. I'm tripping.
I mean, look, it's your list.
No, I'm tripping.
I'll let you go with your list, but respectfully, nah.
Nah, no. This
All right, so you gonna rescind your Brett Favre? Are
Absolutely.
you gonna let me bully you out of number 4?
Yeah, I'll let you go and then I'll go again.
Okay. So for me right now, I don't want to try and throw people into the top 5 all-time list right now because the people right now who are playing, their careers clearly aren't done, and there's a lot of quarterbacks who, you know, who I think will make it in. We'll talk about this later, but the quarterbacks who I think could slide into the top 5 are still relatively young in their careers and still have a lot to do. A lot of the guys who are older, I don't necessarily know if I can throw them in my top 5, but at number 4 for me, I think John Elway. 2 Super Bowls with Denver. Wait, is it 2 or no? He's 3. He's 3 Super Bowls with Denver. Yeah, it's 3.
Got Denver's first, and then I know he retired on his last.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
he's got 3 chips with Denver. Let me see. 12th all time in passing yards. And I mean, outside of the 1 year where Peyton won it for Denver, Denver's like all of their relevancy has basically been the John Elway era.
The only other like notable, we'll say, Denver
Hmm.
QB that I could truly think of, like I mean, obviously, Denver fans could rattle off a million, but like the only other, but really, truly, besides
If you
Elway,
say Tim Tebow, I'm gonna hit you.
um,
You was about to say Tim
no, my number
Tebow.
4. I figured out my number 4 actually. Um,
Oh shit. You
um,
was really about to say Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is one of the most irrelevant quarterbacks that's ever stepped in the Denver facility.
not even. Honestly, these two, it's very 4 and 5 is very wishy washy for me, and one of them includes yours, and probably honestly your other one. We probably have the same list, like if my guess is correct. So honestly, I don't really know. I'm I I think I'd put Elway at 4, and I'd put here's my and I agree
Yeah,
with everything you said,
rattle off your 5. Yeah.
and I was gonna say Marino probably at 5 for me.
Oh, our 5 is different. I wasn't gonna put
Really?
Marino. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got Drew Brees at 5.
That's a good one too. Honestly, it was like Drew Brees. Drew Brees was 6 for me. You know,
Yeah, I got Drew Brees at 5 because it's just
understood.
like second all time in passing yards, only because Tom passed him. Um, he's got his Super Bowl win, and he did it, for
During
the
one
team
of the
that
craziest times ever.
literally right after Katrina.
Talk about putting the fucking.
Cap on that year for New Orleans. Yeah, nah, but yeah, it's got to be Drew Brees for me, dude.
Ah, I'm so not mad with that, bro. I love that. I think doesn't he have the most 5,000 yard seasons too?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty sure, cause bro, I'm pretty sure he had rattled off like 4 in a row one year. Like in
Bro,
the,
it's because he was in that prime Sean Payton offense. Like,
of
come on,
and
he had Michael Thomas in his good years. He had Brandon Cooks in his good years.
he had a nice Jeremy
Literally,
Shockey.
yo, and don't forget Jimmy Graham.
Oh, young Jimmy
Every
Graham.
single one in Jimmy Graham's good years was in New Orleans.
Who else?
The second that he left New Orleans,
Remember this guy, Marquise Colston,
oh my
number
God,
12.
fuck, I forgot about him.
Number 12, Marquise Colston. Or
Hmm.
Colt.
I
Yeah,
think I think it was Colston.
Yeah. Number 12.
And then he had Reggie Bush too in
Mm.
Reggie's first years. I
Yeah,
still
young
can't believe
boy.
San Diego let Drew go. I still can't believe that. Because remember, Drew spent like his first like it was like a year or two in San Diego, and then they just got rid of him.
And
I
then I
think
think
like
they got
right, yeah, they got Philip Rivers right afterwards.
no. Well, they got Eli.
Well,
Technically,
yeah, they drafted Eli. Eli said, "Yeah, go fuck yourselves," and then he went ahead and they basically swapped the rights
yeah.
for the two QB. I mean, it worked out for him. Phil played his whole career
Mhm.
with the Chargers. I mean, they didn't win shit, but yo, I feel so bad for Philip Rivers, bro. Like when you think about it, he's like on that list of players that like never won a title that like you kind of wish did.
Chris Paul, dude. All of our videos always coming back to Chris Paul, bro.
But
I'm
like,
telling you.
so like, okay, so here's some of the players that like they never won a chip, and I really really wish that they did. So first, I mean, we just brought up Phillip Rivers. Another player for me, Larry. The fact that Larry
Absolutely.
Fitzgerald, the fact that Larry Fitzgerald never won a title makes me sick.
And, he's- and
Um,
and
and then
something that I love that he has, like Eli also and J.J. Watt, are just notable guys. Walter Payton Award.
nah, facts. The next Walter Payton man is another one I was gonna say, J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt never won a ring,
Mm.
and it sucks, man, because it's just some players like all right, can we talk about J.J. Watt for a second?
Absolutely. Him and Jared Allen were my two favorite DNs, D
Yeah.
tackles, DNs growing up, dude.
Look, don't get me wrong. I love me some T.J. Watt right now, but when J.J. was firing on all cylinders, when he was firing on all cylinders, bro,
Ugh.
like at some point, I like the one year that I forget which year it was. I don't know if it was like 2013, 12, or 14, something like that. JJ was going off. He got voted the number one player in the NFL on the players list. That was the year that if anybody defensively was going to win MVP, should have been JJ. I don't know who won it that year. I think it was probably like Aaron or Tom. I would have gave that shit to fucking JJ.
Damn.
Because like when you look at the so when you look at the like when you encompass what the MVP means, it is who is the most valuable player on each roster, and then when you put all those 32 names together, who is the most valuable of the remaining 32?
Two
And it's
doesn't
kind
matter.
of just like, bro, who was more valuable that year to any team than JJ was to the Texans?
Right, bro. Nuts.
Like, if I'm a right tackle, I'm scared shitless having to go ahead and line up against J.J. Watt.
Bro, you see how thick his brace was, bro? That
Oh my
brace he'd
god.
wear on his
Yeah.
for his elbow.
Yeah, bro. He was one of those players, man. Just like Gronk. Like you could have easily been the best ever at their position, and injuries just kind of slapped them across the face and held them back. Because I think at their peaks, you could make a case at their position, they were the most dominant ever.
Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk as the tight end is the most, and his peak Gronk is the most dominant tight end ever. And you can make a case for J.J. Watt that he's the most dominant edge rusher in NFL history during his prime. You can make a case. I know LT is definitely going to go ahead and have something to say about that. And then you got
Raheem
some other.
White.
Yeah, no, I know. But like,
Michael Strahan.
J.J. Watt was a three-time Defensive Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure it was three times that he won it. This dude was in consideration for MVP.
Who's the sack? Who's the? Michael doesn't
The
have the sack record anymore, does he?
Strahan, I think he still holds
Does
the
he
season
still?
record.
Yeah, 20,
I think it's like
22 and a half.
22 and a half.
Mhm.
Yeah, 22 and a half or 23. But those guys at their peak, man, just it's so sad to see. Um,
I think that's a
but
topic of another video. We need a
yeah,
we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
need to do a what if.
Nah, for real. What if this would be fire? But
Rate
okay,
it.
so
Rate it.
now that we got our top fives of the QBs playing in the league right now, who like what are some names do you think potentially could slide into that top five? And does anybody even have a shot at number one?
Oh yeah, this was yes, yes. Ooh, one. I don't. Well, let's see. I think out of anybody right now, again, we're just basing on. I'm going. I'm just first. We'll just look at like statistics. Okay. We'll look at the literal facts. Patrick Mahomes, I think, if he keeps doing the path he is, like what couldn't he do?
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, bro. Like
You know,
if Pat is to play like 20 years, 20 plus years, I think he has just as good as a shot as anybody to hit number one. Do I think it's gonna happen? Probably not. But if it was gonna be anybody, it'd be him. He's
absolutely. Because who like nobody would go that. I don't think nobody else would do it. Like
I
even
mean,
well, numbers wise, nobody else is really even in his ballpark.
yeah, no. I think on top of it too, of like all the active QBs, now that Tom's gone, I think Pat's like tied or in the league for most Super Bowl wins by a QB active right now.
Was he got a three, two?
He's got two Super Bowl titles.
Two?
I don't think there's an active QB who has more Super Bowl titles than him right now. Which is crazy because he only has two. But then again, it's really hard to even win one in the NFL, let
No.
alone two, three, four, or seven like Tom has. So I think he only has, yeah, he has two, and I don't think anybody else has I don't think anybody else has more. Plus, on top of it, two MVPs, and he came into the NFL like right before they started the new 18 game rule. So
Yeah.
he's automatically going to have like between 18 and 20 more games in his career than
And
Tom if he
Tom
stays
would
healthy.
right, right.
So that's already an extra like if you were to play 20 seasons, that's technically an extra season's worth of games because he's playing 18 games rather than
Yeah.
17 like Tom did for most of his career. But yeah, I mean, Pat's definitely Pat's definitely in there for the list. I mean, depending on what he does with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers could easily throw his name in there. Because think about it, he already has four MVPs. He wins one more Super Bowl, I think you have to throw him in there. I think he would probably surpass Drew Brees if he wins another Super Bowl, because then he would have two with four MVPs. Aaron Rodgers is already ninth all time in passing yards. His playoff history isn't the greatest,
But
but
he's just
if
goaded.
he if he's to win another Super Bowl, especially with how his division is right now, because that AFC East is loaded with good teams. I think like when New England is technically the worst team in the division, that's saying something because Bill is still there.
Uh-huh.
New England's still a 9-8, 8-9 team,
Mm.
and that's with their division being as hard as it is because Buffalo has like a top three roster in the NFL. Miami has like a top five roster in the NFL. And the Jets arguably have, with Aaron Rodgers now, a top 10 roster in the NFL. Because think about it. They probably have one of the top 3 to 5 young receivers in the NFL in Garrett Wilson. They just went ahead and signed two of Aaron Rodgers' old teammates in Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb. I
Oh,
think
that's
they
like
still
Cobb
have,
too?
yeah, they did. I think they still have Corey Davis there.
Oh, okay.
The Brees Hall is coming back.
Yep.
They have Sauce Gardner out there on at the corner. He just got ranked the number 2 corner in the NFL by
He's
executives and
tough, bro.
players.
He's
Yo,
real
Sauce
tough.
is him,
He's
and Sauce
tough.
has only played like what 1 2 years. I think one
That
year,
was
one
his
full
rookie
season.
year.
Yeah, one season.
That was his
Already, he's
rookie
the
year.
second best corner in the NFL according to executives. Um, and like most of that roster in New York is really fucking good. Like their offensive line's gonna be shoddy, but like Aaron Rodgers is gonna have the best defense he's ever played with. He's gonna have a crazy amount of
That
weapons.
he's ever played with?
Yeah, Yeah, I think this New York defense right now is legit. I think it's legit, dude.
I don't know, bud. I don't know,
They
dude.
got no, bro. Like when you look at that
Dude.
when you look at that Jets defense right now, they got a lot of good pieces.
Oh my God, absolutely not even close. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. We'll talk. Let's see. We'll talk like the 2011, 2012 Super Bowl, right? Like that time. We'll talk at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably his best defense ever. Clay Matthews, prime Clay Matthews,
Yeah.
AJ Hawk,
Okay.
BJ Raji. He would just literally just,
Yep.
hit number 90, big fat guy. He was
Mm-hmm.
probably that D lineman was good too. I don't remember the dude's name.
Yeah.
I don't really remember any of the secondary, but Charles Woodson.
True. But he was injured during the Super Bowl itself.
Are you sure?
In the Super Bowl, he got hurt.
Oh, okay. But like that
Yeah.
year, I don't know, Manny. I don't think.
Look, I'm not saying Sauce is no Charles Woodson. Clearly, I'm not saying that. But like talent wise, like when you just stack him up year two for Charles to year two for Sauce, like
Probably
it's
make it
pretty
similar,
comparable.
probably similar.
Yeah, it's
Probably
pretty
not,
comparable.
probably not by picks though. Didn't Charles
And
Woodson?
then the Jets have that one edge rusher that they just drafted out of Florida State. I forget his name, but he's I don't know how he slid that far down the draft that he did. He's a
Really?
dog. They
He's
still
tough.
got C.J. Mosley in the linebacking core. That New York defense is legit, bro. They're legit, and then we still haven't even gotten to the Bills.
Ugh.
Like, come on. I know Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are kind of fighting right now, but I know come playoff time they're gonna have it locked down.
Oh, really?
We already the Bills have the best safety group in all of football, between Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde.
Yeah.
Those two, that's the best safety group in all of football. I don't care what nobody says. Tre'Davious White is coming back.
Yep.
They still got what's his name? Teron Johnson. Their slot corner, number 7.
Oh, I don't know.
I think his name's like Teron Johnson or something like that. But he's rated like a top 5 slot corner in the league right now. You still got Ed Oliver
Really?
on that defense. Yeah. You got Ed Oliver at the defensive tackle position. You got Von Miller coming back off of injury.
God, right.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
And
my
then
God, I
don't
forgot
forget
Von
they got
Miller was over there.
they got Matt Milano at the linebacking core. He was first team All Pro last year.
He's tough.
And like, come on, that offense, Dawson Knox, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, they're kind of solid everywhere, kind of except for the offensive line.
But Josh Allen needs like no time, and he just sees it. He's just
Well, yeah, but also on top of it too, like Josh Allen is like what, top 3 running quarterback in the NFL right now?
yeah. He probably him. Daniel Jones is probably up there.
I
Daniel
don't
moves.
know.
Daniel moves, bro.
I would say like running quarterbacks, I would go like Lamar, Kyler, Josh Allen.
Oh yeah. I'd agree.
Maybe Justin Fields throws his name in that bucket.
He did have. He had a. I think it was this past season. He was going crazy in the run. He was like leading, like.
Well,
rushing.
yeah, that's because like Devin Singletary and Dalvin Cook's brother can only do so much. Like they're not really the greatest backs. Singletary's small and Cook really isn't the greatest tailback out there.
Right.
He's like a okay second stringer.
Yeah.
Like he's like in regards to like second stringers, it's not like he's like AJ Dillon. It's not like he's that reliable.
Right.
So, then that's why Josh Allen runs as much as he does, because he basically is the running game.
Right. I mean, it works, dude. Like it's like
Yeah, because what is he, 6'5", 6'6"?
he's that big.
Yeah, he's tall,
Damn.
and he's thick too. Pause. Look, I said pause. I said pause. You can't get on me about it. If Vaughn sees this, Vaughn, you can't get on me about it either, because I said pause. All right. But Josh Allen, Josh Allen's heavy. Like he weighs a lot. He's like what, probably like between 230 and 250, somewhere around there. I'm telling you, bro. Josh
Now
Allen,
you
that's a
gotta
big
look.
boy.
Go
Pause.
look. Now you have to look. Oh my
What?
god.
Josh Allen's weight and height? I'll look it up right now.
Oh my god. But yeah, he's thick. Pause.
He's 6'5", 237.
Damn.
Yeah, that's according to NFL.com.
It's a big boy.
That's a big meaty boy.
Oh
Pause.
god.
But
You
okay.
have
So
to take it there.
besides Pat and Aaron,
Yeah.
what are some other names we could see?
I mean, look, everybody would probably want to say, uh,
It's kind of hard, even with all these QBs being so good. Like to possibly throw them into the top five is gonna be hard.
personally, I think Josh Allen has a better chance of making a run for it. Not
Mm-hmm.
making it, not necessarily making it, but getting
Mm-hmm.
further than Kyler does. That's just me personally. I think Josh Allen has a better chance of maybe getting to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
So
being
I
at six. If he
I
just
don't
if he just goes, man, if he just goes.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to throw him near the top five. I don't think he's ever gonna get that far. But a name that I wouldn't be surprised if he ever like fell into the realm of a potential top five QB
Uh-huh.
is Joe Burrow. I wouldn't be surprised, man, with Joe Burrow. Maybe even Jalen Hurts, depending on how the Eagles kind of keep that roster intact. Because this is the thing, those are two QBs who have proven that they can make it to the Super Bowl. Jalen right now is playing in a NFC conference that's like really, really poor, especially compared to the AFC. Joe Burrow, though, has already been to two AFC title games. He's made it to the Super Bowl once before. And, like, with Joe Burrow, he only has two teams that he's really gotta worry about. And that's the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And if he makes it to the AFC title game, he's only
playing
got to
one of them.
play one of them.
Uh-huh.
He's already made it twice in 3 years. He's proven that he can beat Pat Mahomes in Kansas City
That was
and at home.
nuts.
You know, he's gone head to head with Pat a few times now and has come out victorious when it matters most. A few times, not all the time, because of course, you know, Pat got the most recent one on him. But
Yeah,
it's kind of just like, you know, I think he's got a better shot because I think there's something in the air with Buffalo that like no matter how good they are, I don't think they're ever gonna I don't think they're ever gonna win it, bro. Like it's just and especially now with how deep the AFC is, especially the division, like who knows? Shit could go south this year for them in their division. Like they could lose both games to New York or they could lose both games to Miami, maybe lose a game to New England even possibly. Like I think they'll probably beat New England in both games, but they might be able to at least lose minimum one game to every single one of their division opponents. So that's 3 losses off rip just in the division. And when you're gunning for the number 1 overall seed, you can't have more than like 4 losses max.
Right.
You got to go like 13-4, 14-3 if you really want to lock up the home field advantage in the playoffs, especially in the AFC. Like you might be able to get away with 12 wins and the number 1 seed in the NFC, but definitely not in the AFC. Because somebody going to get 13, 14 wins next season. And I don't know if it's going to be Buffalo. Because that means Buffalo would have to wipe the floor with like every single one of their division rivals.
Who knows though?
I mean, non-division
You
rivals.
never know. You do never know. You never know.
Because I don't know. The time for the AFC East to win the division was when Tom was there. Because Tom had a weak division. The NFC was popping. You know, they were what the AFC is now. That's what the NFC used to be. because the NFC West used to be loaded because the worst team in the division at the time was Arizona, but Arizona still had Larry playing at the time, and they had their run with Carson too, and then you
Kurt
had
Warner.
Seattle at their height with no, not that far back.
Oh.
But you had like the Russell Wilson Seahawks, you had the Jared Goff Rams, you had
Yeah. Young Pat Mahomes, Chiefs, but that's AFC.
bro, I'm talking about the NFC West.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Niners have always been the Niners.
Right.
So they had like Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Colin Kaepernick, and then afterwards, now they're still pretty good. But like you had the beginning, Jimmy Garoppolo Niners and stuff like that.
Yep.
Now it's kind of like shifted to where all the good QBs are now in the AFC. So like the NFC has a shot, but for me, bro, it's gonna go to Joe Burrow. I don't think anybody else though, outside of maybe Jalen Hurts if he gets lucky. Don't get me wrong, I like Jalen Hurts, I really do, and I think he's gonna be a good QB for a long time. My one issue with Jalen is I think a lot of his success right now comes from the fact of who he has on his roster with him. Like, I don't know if you were to go ahead and throw him on a spottier team if he plays as well as he did. Like, I love him, but I also think he's one of those QBs who's very dependent on who he's playing with. And he's not like some of the other guys. Like Pat Mahomes, you could throw on any roster in the NFL, and they're better.
Yep.
Right away. They are instantly much better.
Brady. Say the same thing.
Brady in his prime, you could throw him on any team, and they're going to be better.
They did. They threw him on the Buccaneers. Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
No, yeah, facts. But it's
Let's
like
talk
with
about that real
Jalen.
quick. Can we talk about
What?
that real quick?
What?
Like, that's just fucking crazy. If you really, think about that. Bro, you go to a new team, you say, guess what I'm
Yeah.
here to do? I'm here to win you a fucking chip. Goes to the fucking chip and wins.
But the reason for that, and they did the same thing with the Rams and Matt Stafford, is that these QBs, they were looking at situations of which team is one QB away from potentially winning it all.
Right.
Like, bro, Tampa's roster was loaded.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They had, I think they got rid of Deshaun Jackson. That
Sean
year.
Jackson was there for like a year. Yeah. I think Brady. No.
Gronk came through. You had Cameron Brate still there. You had OJ Howard still there. Playoff Lenny was there.
Leonard Fournette, right?
Their offensive line was legit. That was Tristan Wirfs' first year. You still had
I love
Devin White. That secondary between, wow, I'm drawing blanks on their secondary guys' names.
I was dead about to say Rondé Barber, and I was like, wait.
Vita Vea was there, and Ndamukong Suh was on that line. Like, Tampa's roster was loaded. They were just missing the quarterback, and of course, you throw Tom Brady on the fucking
Brady's
roster.
there. You're doing it.
And I mean, like, it wasn't like they had like the easiest road, because if you look at the teams who they played, Tom beat Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, and I forgot who he played. I think they played the wild card round that year too. But I know for a fact he beat Drew, Aaron, and Patrick Mahomes en route to winning that Super Bowl. Like, that's a gauntlet of quarterbacks, bro. Drew, Aaron, and Pat. Every single one of them are MVP winners. You're playing against 3 Hall of Fame QBs, because we already know Pat's going to end up in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Bro, no, seriously though, I think if anybody has a shot to take the number 1 spot, even though it's going to be hard as shit, it would be Pat.
I agree. Again, like, you're just looking, just start from the beginning. Look like you even start comparing the two, bro, through however many seasons. Pat's been doing it so far. 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 Super Bowls. He's probably only, he's lost, no more than...
He only lost 1 Super Bowl?
No, I'm talking about, like, games ever in the NFL. What? He hasn't
I
probably
mean,
lost
I don't think he's had a season where he's lost over 5 games in 1
Yeah.
year.
It's not bad, bro. That's not
But I
bad.
mean, when you have look at his offense though,
Yeah, when you have Tyreek Hill.
and even though Tyreek Hill's gone, I mean, you still have Andy Reid calling plays. You still have a good offensive line, and you have Travis Kelsey.
Big bro.
Oh shit!
That's
But
big
no,
bro. Hey
like
man,
legit,
shout
legit.
out
At
big
the end of the
bro.
yeah,
Travis
shout out
Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey.
Man, if
Shout
you
out
ever
Jason too.
Hey, yeah, shout out Jason. You know what? Even Jason, even though I really don't like your Eagles, you're awesome. You're great.
Yeah,
He's cool. I love him.
but
But
like, come
Travis,
on,
you ever
man.
see this man?
Yeah, hit him up. Hit him up. You guys need to take a picture of some shit together.
Yo, wouldn't that be so sick?
I'm literally gonna go ahead and tell Trav and be like, if you ever post that, you gotta go ahead and comment it me with my mini me.
Right, because you know him personally, you know.
But yeah, no, with Trav and everything like that on that roster, it's kind of easy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh,
like, come on, like people are already making arguments that Andy Reid could throw himself into the conversation of best coach ever. I don't think it's. I think he's like top two, top three. But come on, coach QB combo with Trav had a few seasons with Tyreek, and you still have an offense that's pretty loaded. I would say, being modest, pretty loaded.
yeah.
And look, don't forget, DeAndre Hopkins is still a free agent. They have a shot to sign him.
Oh fuck! Stop it.
Yo, if they sign Nuke, it's over.
It's Carter.
Because then you're gonna go back to the whole pick your poison. Because when they had Tyreek over in Kansas City, it was kind of the whole who are you gonna double cover situation. Because you can't double cover both of them. Because then someone's gonna be wide open with no one covering them. And if you cover one with two guys, then one is gonna have single coverage, and that's never okay.
That is not allowed.
because Tyreek is just too fast for anybody, and especially with how good of a route runner he is now in his career, it's kind of slow if you single cover him in the open field. And then Travis Kelsey, between his size, stature, and how well he runs routes, it's kind of hard to play him one-on-one because as long as he runs a really good route, he's bigger than whoever he's playing against. Like,
Right.
whoever's defending him is gonna be smaller than him. He's like 6'6". And like he's another dude who's brolic. Like he's no
Hey.
like Slim Jim. He's a tree moving around. Like, come on. Like you can't single cover Travis Kelsey. You're just asking it to get cooked.
All right.
So it's kind of just like, that offense and everything at the time, even going into now, is set up for Patrick Mahomes to just light shit up.
Talk about Pacheco or whatever from
Oh
Rutgers.
yeah, Isaiah Pacheco.
Tough as
Yo,
fuck,
I'm
dude.
telling you right now, he's gonna be the reason that Clyde Edwards-Helaire ends up on another roster.
Dude,
Because
he's fucking like that.
Clyde's contract is gonna come up soon, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't need you no more. We got Isaiah, and we'll draft another running back in the draft.
Bye.
Cycle through rookies. Yo, it's really bad the running back market in today's NFL now. Like the fact that Dalvin Cook can just get let go, not even traded for, just let go.
What he used to be too, bro. Are you kidding me?
He still is Dalvin Cook.
I know.
It's not like he's had a crazy drop off. He ran for over 1,000 yards last year.
Nuts.
It's just that they didn't want to pay him, and it's kind of like he's not going to be that expensive
Right.
compared to other contracts that's out there. And I'm telling you right now, it literally just had to be because they're saving all that money for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because wide receivers now can get paid, like Tyreek's getting $30 million a year. Justin's gonna want to beat that, so you gotta pay him 31, 32 million a year with crazy guarantee money. Whereas the top running backs are only getting paid like 16, 17 million a year. So it's like Justin Jefferson is going to cost you the same as two-star running backs.
Gotta free up that cap space, man.
Nah, I know. I can only imagine how much Jamar is gonna get paid for when his contract comes up because they gotta pay Joe Burrow first. Because Joe Burrow came the year before Jamar Chase came.
Hmm.
And I think Kirk Cousins just got re-upped on his deal too, and he's not crazy expensive,
Yeah. Oh,
but
damn.
yeah. We got a lot of good young talent in the league right now. Now that I
There
think
is.
about it,
There's a lot of good hope. There's a lot of hope for especially our generation now because we went through kind of the end of our parents or the
yeah.
end of our parents into our generation. Like, we're
Yeah.
moving on to the next era.
No, we really are in the next era now because like
Aaron
think about
Rodgers
it.
is the only one. Wait.
Yeah, he's literally like the last OG left.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't consider Russell Wilson an OG. Russell's still in his young 30s. He's not even in his late 30s. Aaron Rodgers is like 38, 39. Breeze is gone. Rodgers is gone. Or Roger, not Rodgers. Breeze is gone. Roethlisberger is gone. Brady's gone. Both the Manning brothers are gone. Phillip Rivers is gone. Carson Palmer is gone.
Flacco.
Flacco's gone. Oh no, Flacco. I think he's still on a roster.
Okay, then he's still one. Dude, he fell off so bad. I mean, well, he didn't. Let me take that back. Let me
Nah,
restart.
he fell off, bro.
Well,
He
absolutely
fell off.
fell off, but he never really like. He was decent in
He was a
Baltimore.
solid starting QB.
He was
Went
good.
to a Super
He
Bowl.
did his
And
job,
then, yeah,
and
now
then
he's
he
a
won
career
the Super
backup.
Bowl, and then everybody thought I thought he was going to be like hot shit. I thought he was going to be great.
Yeah, I know.
That's
And then
never
out of
really.
nowhere, it's kind of see like that's a lot of the sad truth to the NFL too. Like there's a lot of QBs that we thought would have promise, did stuff in the league, and then like they just ended up going nowhere.
Right.
Like right now we're seeing that with Baker Mayfield. He had some promise in his time with Cleveland, won them a playoff game, beat Pittsburgh. I think he was the one who sent Roethlisberger into retirement,
I think so.
and now he's bouncing from team to team, and he's playing like dog shit. He's not even that good. Like he's basically what Manziel wish he was in the NFL.
Absolutely. You know who else I'd say falls under that, and who I loved watching?
Who,
RG3.
bro? It's because of the injuries.
I was
It's
so
literally
sad.
because of the injuries.
I was so sad when he didn't blow up, especially because he was from Baylor. Baylor.
Yeah,
He was from
he
Baylor.
was Heisman
For
there.
10, correct. He had that crazy long bomb that tipped off the kid's hands, and it literally fell
Yeah,
right
it fell
to
into
the
his
ground.
receivers. Yeah,
And he
I
just
remember
literally,
that.
the kid could have just crawled in. And yeah.
And the funny part too is like up until very recently, like all the QBs who've won the Heisman and come into the NFL really haven't done shit up until very recently with like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Because Baker Mayfield isn't doing much. Cam, he went to a Super Bowl, but his career fell off. Marcus Mariota really hasn't done anything. RG3 really hasn't done anything. Johnny Manziel never really did anything. Like when you
And
look at
he maybe had
when you
one.
look at Heisman winning quarterbacks coming into the NFL, like they haven't really panned out like that, dude.
Absolutely. I 1000% agree.
Wait, did Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow didn't win the Heisman actually.
No, who won it that year, though?
Um, damn,
Wait.
I don't.
Are you sure? I think he did.
Nah, Joe Burrow never won the Heisman. I could be wrong. Let me see.
Go look it up.
Oh, he did win the Heisman. Okay.
He did, right?
Yeah, he did win the Heisman. His year at LSU. I'm shocked that I didn't even remember that. But yeah, outside of like Joe, because Kyler Murray really isn't doing much.
No.
So
He
like
started
Joe
playing
Burrow
video
is,
games. He started playing video games.
yo, and of all games, Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty is just such a shit game now. Like you can tell that they just make a game to get the most money out of us possible. They're not even making a good game to be a good game. They just want money.
They're smart because they know people are gonna buy it.
Yeah, because it's Call of Duty and they're working off the success of their games that they made when they actually cared about making a good game.
Right.
Shit. All right. Well, look, I think we kind of got it there. So we're just gonna end it off right here. We want to thank you guys for going ahead and joining the show. Don't forget to like the video, comment any of the opinions that you might disagree or agree with us on, and then definitely don't forget to subscribe so you can go ahead and watch some future episodes. But on that note, peace.